Okay, way station, and he gets close spawns.
Okay, cool. So we'll see a TVZ now on this map with the other possible spawn points in the upper right in the red.
Bbyong.
There he is, looking handsome as usual. And his opponent, known as the final boss for his GSTL performances, he is,
DongRaeGu.
of course, most commonly known as DRG. His initials for his ID. Yeah, something like that.
Some call him Durg.
He's the top, world's top Durg man.
Yep, the best Durg in the world.
It's Durg versus Terran. We're gonna watch it on these close spawns. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about this map a little bit because we do have new viewers here that didn't catch the first best of 3. This map is a one-on-one map, but it has 2 possible one-on-one scenarios. One is that one player is at the top left and the other at the bottom right, which would put them very far apart. The other is that one's at the top right, the other's at the bottom left, which makes them much closer and has this interesting situation where the expansions are quite far out.
No, of course, this is actually my second time ever casting a game on this map.
Me as well.
The first one, of course, was the first for both of us. But looking at this now, I never really considered this, but if you are a Terran spawning at the close spawns, at the... There has to be a way to describe this. I guess we're just going to call it close spawns. If you're at the close spawns, then you can actually take the island as your third. Why not? I mean, you're going to struggle to get SCVs over there, but you can just, once you have medevacs out, just lift a few of those over there.
The only problem is the berth between the main and the third. You can get mutas in between that.
That's true.
And you can hurt them. It's not just like it's not connected by land. It actually, there is a gap, but we'll have to see. One problem though too is that Zergs, and Zergs are just massive mutas now. This is not like it's not a gimmick or anything. This has been going on for years now. Zerg massive mutas, I mean, how do you protect the third base and protect the main in the second?
It's going to take some turrets for sure, and, I guess you could use some Vikings for zoning. It's just, the island idea is just kind of like this abstract concept that we don't really see, so I'm not exactly sure how it plays out, and I really want to see it because I just like that idea, because we don't see that in StarCraft II. In StarCraft 1, there were a lot more island maps that were used in competitive play, or maps with islands, but even island maps themselves back a long time ago. In StarCraft 2, with the way air units work, it's not really reasonable to ever even have a map that's completely islands. I hope that never happens.
Okay, here comes that Reaper now, checking in there. And, yeah, I mean, this is all very standard stuff, guys. I mean, he's going to go for the Reaper build here. And from there, the factory is going to connect with the reactor. I mean, we're going to have to wait and see, DRG, again, getting the link speed quickly here, as we've seen him do before in game number 1 on this best of 3, to try to control the map. We have a little bit of downtime. Wolf, have you played Miami Hotline yet? Or Hotline Miami yet?
I've heard about this game. Is this one of these Steam games?
Yeah, it's an indie game you can get off Steam. I mean, pretty much every game's a Steam game now.
Yeah, that's well said. But yeah, I heard that a lot of players.
You should play it. It's like $5 now or something.
Yeah, it's really cheap, and a lot of players, because you can just kind of pick it up and play it in between like queue times in a game or something. Like streamers will play it while they're like queuing up a solo queue or something.
Yeah, you could. I mean, you could die in like 2 seconds in that game.
Yeah, that game.
What about Super Meat Boy? Did you play that one?
Yeah, I did play that. I never beat it, but I did enjoy my time with it.
You used a controller, right? You didn't use the keyboard because that game's like not possible with a keyboard.
Yeah, I have a controller that's like basically an Xbox 360 controller clone.
Yeah, I got one of those in my house too.
It's really fun.
I'm playing more and more games just on PC.
Yeah,
it just makes.
For me, like, console's about to be just about Mario Kart and Smash Brothers, and then that's
what
about all that's left.
I mean, there's lots of good games. Unless the game is only on console, then I'm like, well, all right, I guess I'll buy that. But yeah, I mean, it's just so much more convenient to have a game on PC because you just.
Well, it's in the cloud too, right? In most cases, so then you can just go access it at any place.
Well, the worst is when you get a CD scratched or you lose,
Oh yeah, that is.
Then you're like, oh, this is terrible.
Any console game I own anymore is all digital download. Whether it's on my 3DS, I'm like playing Brain Age and trying to train my brain, or I'm like.
What is Brain Age?
It's this game where you basically you have these memory games where you try to memorize positions of things, or you try to memorize math problem answers from 3 problems ago where you're looking at a completely different problem. It really like stretches your working memory, and it's basically designed to improve your concentration.
That's cool.
I'd recommend it, but
that sounds like all games, though.
Yeah, true. This game we're watching right now is a 2-base mutas by DRG, which I don't blame him for doing, considering the third base location.
This is pretty smart, too. I think, as you were about to say, yeah, with the third base location, he can't take that as easily.
Yeah, with mutas, though, it becomes a different scenario because you can use those to backstab and also to catch groups of units like this. Needs to be careful, though, because pure Zergling against this huge Hellion force could end up being an issue for him. Nice defense there on that Banshee. Only gets 1 kill.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
my God. This is so bad.
No.
The number of drones here that can be killed could be close to everything here in the main.
Yeah, even having these Reapers for extra damage in the middle of the Hellions.
Yeah.
I mean, even if that's all he did, and he killed all those Zerglings, that would be okay for him, but he's going to get much more than that.
He's coming up now, and all these drones are getting roasted.
DRG trapped a lot of those Hellions actually somehow miraculously.
Yeah, in the end there, he did a pretty good job, but I mean, that was a situation you just can't allow to have happen. I mean, he gets in there and just does so much damage.
You should not lose this Banshee.
Don't let that happen, please.
Wow.
Okay, that was mismanagement. He was simply not babysitting that.
Yeah. DRG somehow got the Hellion split into 2 groups, and then Bbyong was like right-click.
Oh, this is annoying.
Yeah, this is starting to actually be like DRG is totally, well, not totally fine, but what is that drone doing? I'll give you an extra drone.
Crisis. He's like, sign me up for the draft.
I always wanted to be a Zergling.
War is hell, kid. Get back to the minerals. Now, with this wall in nice and tight over here, Bbyong's going to feel pretty safe. We do have a few mutas coming out here, but similar to some other previous games we've seen from DRG, he's going to finish a lot more of his tech while he does this, getting another Evolution Chamber, getting a Baneling's Nest. He does have 7 mutas out now. How much damage can these mutas really do? We're going to have to see. When Bbyong goes for Hellion Banshee openings like that, he doesn't have a lot of anti-air. He can get some static anti-air, but he doesn't have that mobile fluid anti-air like Marines.
Yeah, I'm really curious about this game. This is one of those games where the timings of everything are just a little bit different because we have this commitment to Hellions, and then they don't do as much damage as they're supposed to, but then DRG still has a really late third, and he did take some damage. He's down on workers, but Bbyong's third is now creeped up, and he can't even take it. He's kind of stuck back in his base behind a wall with only literally like 14 Marines on the map and nothing else, no medevacs, with how he's chosen to play this and commit to Hellion Banshee. So DRG is down on workers, but I like his position here because he's got Bbyong a bit contained, and he's having to make like turrets in his main base.
I do like the turret placement for Bbyong, though. It's really tight.
Yeah, certainly.
It hugs in. It actually is almost behind all the structures rather than on the edges, just so that if his opponent does attack in there. It's also a minimum a number of turrets. He didn't over-turret, which is one way that you can end up getting behind, even though you're trying to do the right thing, is you make too much defense, and then the guy you're playing against doesn't even attack you.
Yeah.
And from there, you just end up losing anyways because you just over-invested in something they just opted not to pick a fight with.
Static defense is basically it's a structure that's essentially a unit that can't move, but it's overpowered. Like it does so much damage, but the drawback is they can't move. So, if you make those and the Zerg just finds another way, then you can't salvage it, you can't move it. It's wasted resources. You might as well have lost 2 SCVs almost making that turret. The placement is good, like you said, and what's really cool about it is he keeps them in pairs, like almost like a buddy system. If you have 2 turrets when the Mulus count is pretty low, or at least not super high, I guess is a better way to put it, then if you try to target down 1 turret, you can get that oftentimes, but if you try to target down 1 and there's like a second turret there, it's never going to be worth it. See how much damage you can get with these Marines. There's a lot of speed banelings here. He's going to have to boost away. Ooh, this is sneaky, though, coming over the third base while DRG is a bit occupied with these drops. And he realizes now.
Now, again, this is Bbyong coming in here and doing these engagements that are, attacking from different sides here. Now, we saw you know, Bbyong succeeded with this despite it looking almost like it wasn't early on. He actually managed to just do enough damage here. And are the mutas going to catch us in time? Okay, these medevacs actually on the run now, but another drop coming in over here. He scans, nothing to defend but a Spore Crawler and a few Lings.
Yeah, a few Lings. And one drop chip down, meaning he's not going to be able to escape with these, with a good position on the Marines. Muta even targeted.
Whoa! I'm surprised he picked up there. That was funny.
Yeah, that was just kind of like I think a panic move.
He needs to actually boost those.
I think he might have already wasted it.
Those are painfully slow right now, and he's going to lose them over space.
We're never going to see where that debris goes. Could end up in another
Apparently
galaxy.
Down, because that's where gravity goes in space. It's going to fall towards the bottom of the universe down there.
I really just want to see if, because the fourth base, thing is, I just, the more I think about it, the more the island base seems unfeasible. Like, it's just like, why not just take the fourth that's close by ground that you could protect easier with your Marines, you know? I really wanted to see that base taken in some facet, but I don't think it's really feasible right now.
I think if Zerg gets up to 5 bases, he does have the opportunity to take a 6th much later on down there in the bottom left.
Yeah. I mean, as a Zerg player, you almost never want to take an island because a Terran could just drop you. What are you going to do? Like, make 6 spine crawlers there, and you spend too many resources on that. There's good Widowmine shots here, but still, he doesn't have enough. Baneley's coming in to chase, but the Mutalisks are the big problem. And Bbyong's army is pretty puny here, especially once the Baneley's come through. Good Widowmine shots, though, and that one Marauder actually at the back being a real champ.
Now, nice controller, actually. He's losing a lot of Banelings without doing a lot of damage here. And the mutas are going up there to that 3rd base. We're going to see how much damage they're actually doing there. It looks like they were deflected. Now headed back out. And again, the Zerg's 4th just now finishing. Creep just now spreading out there. Supplies 141 to 153, so they're pretty close. I mean, you know, Zerg makes 1 or 2 mistakes here, and this evens out immediately. Let's see how the mutas do now over here.
Yep. See, the Mutalisk count now high enough to where even 2 turrets is not enough. That orbital's not scanning for a while. We'll see how much you can get done here in the main base. You can actually try to go for some reactors. Those are expensive and take a long time to build. Decides to go for this turret instead, actually, because he's on his way out of here. Getting a lot of SCVs, actually. Not like the most important thing that a Terran player could lose, but still.
Well, he's just keeping Terran busy. Now, there is a drop over here at the bottom right, and the bottom left is not defended by mutas. It could be defended by Lings, but maybe it'll do enough damage, especially with good placement, to pay for itself.
Well, with all the Mutalisks coming back, he's going to lose the drop for sure. And the Zerglings are here in time, so that doesn't really pay off. And there's no way it gets away. I mean, even with the boost, like, I don't think so.
No, the travel distance is too far. Too many cavities as well on the way back home, where you could just take that out without anything being able to drop to buy time.
You know what? Actually, did he save that? I'm like seeing that on the minimap.
Yeah,
like,
he
the
did.
Observer's
He did
actually like
he should not have, but he did. Surprisingly,
our Observer even disregarded that because it's like such an absurd thought that he could save that. Look at that. I mean, well, oh, he baits in. Oh, sick bait.
Yeah,
Ouch.
Really nice. The turret's now finishing here. There's going to be a lot of damage on these mutas.
Yeah, what is he thinking? He needs to get out of there.
Definitely a big mistake there by DRG, falling into Bbyong's trap. I like the saved boost until right at the very end.
Yeah, that was really nice. That's certainly a way to get into somebody's head. 3-3 is done, by the way, which puts a full set of upgrades in between Bbyong and DRG, as DRG's melee +2 is just now finishing. Armor, I'm not even sure if he has that, actually. Normally you don't get armor first, so I would assume not. But, oh my god, 10 more kills on that. Goes up to 30 kills.
He's going up to the 4th now.
And this is a lot of Banelings. These Marines don't really stand a chance. Just trying to make the most of it. Good Widowmine shot there. One bunker will actually significantly reduce the damage, but still not done.
Okay, now we have our own push coming down here for Bbyong. It is pretty scrappy, but it still might be able to do the damage necessary. Coming down here now, taking another spine crawler. Can he get the hatchery in time? He's going to actually, I thought he was going to target that down, but he's not. He's going to stutter step micro over here towards the other side of the hatchery in the hopes that he can use the hatch itself as an obstruction here.
Yeah, and he leaves the Marauders on purpose.
Oh, that was really nicely done, actually.
Yeah, the Marauders there tank the Baneling shot.
This is where Micro reigns supreme. I mean, the amount of damage he's doing is completely covering the costs of the units he has. And he's actually going to get this hatchery, it looks like.
These Widow Mines really helping out against the Banelings quite a bit.
You can see Bbyong's really got a lot of talent when it comes to the multitasking. He's just able to be at so many places at once. And we don't see this from really any other Terran on this level in this matchup.
Yeah. I'm going to say the closest you get is Maru, right? And
yeah, probably.
I mean, he's particularly good at this type of micro against Protoss, I would say, more so than he is against Zerg, although we have seen it from time to time from him. This army that the Terran has is just way better upgraded. You know, 3-3 to 2-2, so we did have the armor upgrade, actually. I was mistaken earlier.
It's 200 to 160 right now in supply. The Thor in the front taking the damage is spreading here. Very good by Bbyong.
Yeah, and those Widowmine hits are excellent. And I think now that the Banelings are gone, how can he hope to win this fight with Mutalisk?
That's it. DRG taps out. I was going to say GG DRGs, but nicely done there by Bbyong. Your winner. And the first to move on here in today's group on to Code S. DRG is not eliminated yet, however. He will go on to our final best of three number 5, before we end this group today here at Code A.
DRG not out of it yet, and I'd say against the two opponents he has, considering how good DRG's ZVZ is and what happened the last time he played against Tastar, I'd say he still has a very strong chance of getting out of the group. But really well played by Bbyong, and honestly, I feel like Code S is where he belongs. He's definitely at that caliber of play. He proved it last season, and he's proved it yet again in a group that was, quite frankly, not a very easy one to get first place in.
Congrats to Bbyong. He definitely knows, as we said, this is a Terran who doesn't have to be good at TVT, because that's where we're at right now in StarCraft II. TVT is the rarest matchup here at the GSL. He knows how to do the bio play. He knows how to mech. And he deserves to be the first out of this group.
Yeah, very solid play. And, you know, next up we have our losers match.
And we're going to go to that match after the short break, so don't go away.